Hey YouTube, what's up? Scarecrow here. I'm here today to do my Blue Wave profile post set 13. So get right into it. For my starter, I'm running Draco Kid. He's really good once you get to your strides. Even just the fact that he replaces himself with a draw and then you end up getting card advantage. And then you get the crit later on for just an added bonus. This card's really good. I like it a lot. For triggers, for Brutal Trooper, which is an amazing card, and 3 Petros. This deck, you actually can stride like your Thavas sometimes, and this deck does a lot of soul blasting, so getting to the soul helps, and then obviously it has a pretty decent effect to draw a card. So, good card is good. Then I'm playing 4 Blue Wave draw and 1 Malika. They have like the same skill. Move the soul, gives somebody +3. Being a Blue Wave helps like pay your cost for things, but draw power helps a lot in this deck. This deck minuses itself to be aggressive, and draw power helps. Plus, this is a very good skill and Aquaforce to have to make a card be able to hit Vanguard. So, and then last spot is for obviously our 4 heals, our damage and flipping heals. Great card. Sometimes you use the effective soul charge actually, but great, fantastic. 4 grade 1s, starting playing 2 Stacia. I like her in this deck still. You can swing from the back at a rear guard for 9, and it gets a wave off. Good card. Then I'm playing. We got 4 of this new guy. He's kind of like an Abyssal Owl, but for Blue Wave. When you call him, you look at top 7, try to get your grade 3, then discard, and then he has a really good rearguard skill, where when your Vanguard with Blue Wave stands, this card stands. The effect is so good. This card is excellent. My dog is randomly barking. Absolutely nothing, probably. Next, we got our 4 Blue Wave perfect guards. Obviously, it's a perfect guard that has a really sweet skill to bind it from the drop zone and give someone the ability to attack from the back. It's a very good card. It's been excellent. I kind of miss having Play-Doh to unflip, but getting an extra attack is also like very value. So then the last grade 1 spot, I'm playing 3 Stride Fodder. You don't need it so much in this deck because there's other ways to like stride. I'll get into later, but yeah, you still need a stride. For grade 2s, starting with 3 of this new guy. I don't use this card that often. Its effect, it kind of is costly in that you gotta discard and counterblast. This card can restand himself twice in the same battle phase, and for good numbers, so he is pretty cool. But only 3 because he's got a high cost. Also playing 2 of this Media. She can swing from the back row, and if she's swinging at the Vanguard, she's an 11. Yeah, she gets an additional attacks, and she can swing at Vanguard by herself, so cool card. I'm also playing 4 Felvis. This card is great. We already know this card is great in Blue Wave. It's really good on turn 2 when you can use it as a rear guard. Great card. And then last, it wouldn't be an Aquaforce deck if we weren't playing 4 Tidal Assaults. This card's too good, it's too free. So good early game. For our grade 3 lineup, we're playing our 4 Velios. This card is cool. Its skill to call a card and draw can be helpful to keep your resources up so you can keep pushing. And then the skill just to make the opponent stay at 11 is great. It's cool against certain matchups, even more so like when you're playing against Angel Feather. So it's a cool card. I'm also running one Anger Boil just for a backup ride. Don't usually want to do it, but it is a backup ride. So, and then for the last grade 3, playing 3 Fleet Dragon. This card is excellent. It can attack, restand itself, and then whenever your Vanguard restands, you can Soul Blast, pick this card back up from the drop zone. Makes for excellent stride fire. Use this thing to stride, then get it back when your Vanguard restands. Really cool card. For the G Zone, start with our 4 Flood Hazard. This card is really good. Very good card. You can use it as your first stride if you want to restand for no drive checks just to finish them off. But it's usually best saved as like a second stride. You'll hide 4 drive checks, then restand as 1 drive check. This card is so good. Next, I'm playing 2 Tetra Boil. Tetra Boil is kind of like a not as good version of Hazard, Flood Hazard, but in the scenario where you actually do have to ride Anger Boil only gives an on stride to Tetra Boil here. So you can, if you have rode him, you can make this your first stride. You won't be able to use his GB2, but you'll be able to use the skill he gained from him and stand 2 rear guards and buff him. That's why I'm running it. I don't know if I'm going to stick with that. It is 2 spaces in the G Zone, but there is a reason behind it. I'm playing 2 Commander Thavis. He's a decent first stride. Busts people up and lets them attack from the back. Very helpful card when you're playing against Link Joker. Make something attack from the back and give it a buff. I'm playing 1 Wailing Thavis. Don't use it a lot, but in certain situations, this card's perfect. Board wipe, guard restrict. Playing 2 Alexandros. This card kind of takes a backseat to Flood Hazard in this deck, but this card is so good. Really good card. Then we're playing 1 Megiddo. Megiddo is super strong in this deck. When you do find the chance to use him, like if your opponent's at 5 and they don't have like a huge hand, this thing is almost definitely going to kill. Even if they're at 4, this card combos really well with this deck. You can get off like a bunch of attacks. Really good card. And then playing 2 of the new G-Guard. She is so good. She guards for 20, and then you can use it to unflip your damage, or if you're up against Link Joker, you're just like, unlock my shit. I can G-Guard a bunch of times. This card's really good. Then I'm playing 1 Ice Barrier, just because he's a big 25k shield. And then 1 of the Super G-Guard. It's kind of cool. You could flip 1 of these for the cost, then use her to flip herself back down. Yep. So that is it for this deck profile. Thank you guys for watching.